Did we start yet?
Welcome. Yeah, we're starting. We're starting on a low
All right.
key, low note. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Put It in the Book
Wow.
show,
Right.
season 5, episode
Here
2.
we go.
And what better way, I ask you, to spend your Friday evening than with a bunch of assholes on the internet talking about the New York Mets? Huh? How about it? I got Keith
Yeah,
right there. What's up, my
a bunch
friend?
of us.
I'm doing really well. I'm just gonna go
There you
through a low
go.
energy start.
Low
Uh,
energy, baby.
yeah, I'm fantastic. How about
I don't know
yourself,
about
Farace?
quite well. Quite well. Not too quite well, as we've talked about before. I'm not overly well. I'm just well.
Super, super.
Doing okay.
Batting sixth.
Rodriguez, write it down there. What's up, my friend?
Hello there, Farace and Mr. Alvarez. What's going on, brothers? How we doing?
What's that,
We had a
Senor
nice
Rodriguez?
week. We definitely had a nice week, and
Great.
right back
A
behind you,
very good week. Oh.
Rodriguez.
Whoa, what's going on back there, Joe?
Some
What,
weird,
beans and
wild
hot
stuff
dogs?
going on back there. Right off that note, producer Joe, why don't you get us kicked off here? Let's do it.
After 10
What's up? Welcome back in here. Terzio's talking buy 2, get 3 free. The candles? Morning
Did you
wood.
hear? Did you
No,
hear that?
what
Did
he
you
means?
I
hear
did.
what-
That's
mean,
it was a disturbing situation back there.
yeah.
Have you been mistreating Joe, or are you, or was that like that was a good thing?
He's stuck in a wall. Have I been mistreating him? I got him in a wall. Ask me again. Ask me the same question.
Was he anal douching? Like, what was that all about? That noise.
You see how it gets to this?
That
It
went
gets
to
to this.
that's
You
not
see
the
what
same
happens?
question.
Well,
See,
see, there it is. See,
was there
You've been
leakage?
feeding him well. You've been feeding him well. That's why I said, "Oh, what do we got there? What
got some
kind of smells we got going on there?"
mango coconut.
Mango
I can dig the
coconut brought
mango.
to you by
Coconut can screw itself.
Coffee
Roto.
roller coasters. CoffeeRollercoasters.com.
Speaking of coffee, Keith, talk to us about Brooklyn Water Coffee Roasters, please.
He's
Brooklyn
speaking of
Co-
coffee.
BrooklynCoffeeRoasters.com, and it's buy 2 get 1 free. Frank, we always wish was
No,
3, but
it
listen,
always is.
the pleasures
try.
in
Good
life,
try.
you're lucky you get 1 free, and this is a true pleasure because coffee is amazing. We are brainwashed and trained to be addicted to caffeine, so just follow your instinct and log on to www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com and order your addiction now. If you
Order your
pop on there,
addiction now.
you'll see there's a ton of delicious flavors. My favorite is, like Frank
Mango
Terzio just
coconut.
mentioned, Morning Wood. It is actually there's a lot of jest in the name, but the name is nah. I'm lost for words tonight, and that's unusual.
That is
The,
very
the,
highly unusual.
the name doesn't really explain the taste.
Mind your
It is
business, Farachi.
it
Sorry.
really mind your business. What? Come on, I didn't need
Why's he gotta
you.
let him talk?
Yeah, really, I didn't need you
Okay.
to like
Gotta
jump on that.
validate you. He's gotta validate you like you're his child and stuff. See how he
Right,
gets?
like I was
Tries to
being
bust your
no,
balls,
I was
man.
being humble,
I don't
and
get
in my
it.
humbleness,
thought
he
a
wanted to
crutch
kick
was
dirt on
needed.
me.
David, what's up, man? What's up,
You need a
David?
crutch now, Keith.
As a
Now
matter
you
of
need
fact, I see
a
you saying the word saying you see what I'm saying.
What's going on?
I'm having a tough time tonight. Okay, time to concentrate.
have a
Georgie.
smell. Have a smell.
What's up, George?
BrooklynWaterCoffeeRoasters.com, from their roastery to your front door. Only the finest beans are hand selected from the Brooklyn Water Coffee Roasters people to deliver your coffee, to roast your coffee, and to deliver it to you within 24 hours of its roast date. That's right. You get your coffee fresher than anywhere you would buy it unless you roasted it yourself, which is unlikely.
They
And if
just
you
put
log
it
on
off
to the
the tree.
website, at www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. You'll see they have a ton of delicious, amazing flavors. One of Farace's favorite, and I drag that F to emphasize it's his favorite, is dark roast dark chocolate. It's a dark roasted chocolatey delicious coffee. It's just you got to be careful how much you drink because the calories in chocolate, you know what that can do to you, right, Farace? How many calories are in that again, just so our listeners are aware or
Double
watchers?
saddle. Double saddle.
Boom, Seto. And
Okay.
to Frank mentioned Morningwood sounds like a funny name, but it is really, to me, the most delicious coffee next to Cinnabuzz. www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. Check them out now. There's a lot of flavors out there. There's also the 50% more caffeine line. And who doesn't need more caffeine in the morning? I mean, you wake up, you need a little extra kick in the ass. Do it. And if you act now and you use the code Pop Culture Pros, all capital letters, you'll get your third bag free. And like I always say every week, there's a ton of different flavors out there. Pick a flavor that you think you might like, but you're not sure. You get it free. If you don't like it, give it to a neighbor because I guarantee you they'll like it. Because if you don't like it, there's something wrong with you. www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. From their roastery to your front door. Check them out now.
Well, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. So let's talk some Mets, New York Metropolitans here. As Terzio is talking in the chat, this is not a Knicks show. So don't ever mention them again, Keith. What's wrong with you? Conforto wants to know how do you do you deliver the morning wood to Long Island Ducks clubhouse? He's not signing there. I know that they reached out to him.
Please, come on.
They did reach out to him.
I thought it was hysterical because that's like a running joke in the show, right? I always mention the Ducks, send them to the Ducks, send them to the Ducks. Yeah. Well, the Ducks actually trying to sign Conforto.
So Michael Conforto continues to be lingering out there in free agent world as the Mets are off to a 10-4 start. Nice way to get the season going. 4 straight series victories.
Very nice.
And we what do we always say? It doesn't matter. We don't have to win every single game. Let's just keep on winning series. And in a 4-game set, it's tough to sweep there, and even tougher to win maybe 3 out of 4 from a team that won 107 games last year. So we'll get into that. We'll talk about a little bit about the homestand 5-2. Little Gary Cohen talk in a bit, and Robinson Cano. What should be done with him? And do we sacrifice defense at catcher for a little offense later in the season? So we'll get into all that stuff now. Let's start off with the homestand, guys. 2 out of 3 from the Diamondbacks, and then Diamondbacks are the Diamondbacks. They 58 wins last year or something like that. So we end up winning 2 out of 3, which again is exactly perfectly fine. And then in come the Giants. Rodriguez, the pitching showed up, the hitting showed up.
Brother, let me tell you, this
producer Joe's going to keep this comment for the rest of the show. He's going to keep it up.
Oh my God. This is ridiculous. What is it with you guys?
Homestand, the Giants.
Okay, let's talk about the Giants.
That's pinned there for the night. It's pinned.
That's fine, but he's still gonna patch and he's still gonna start for the Mets. So you could get over it or not.
I'm not quite sure what Odell Beckham Jr. has to do with any of that either.
I don't know. Let me. Their pitching showed up too. The Giants have some really good pitching, and that's what impressed me the most. That these guys came against and hit the guys that they have on there. The only guy that didn't hit well was Rodon. And that's the guy that we were looking at. And I can see why we were looking at him. The guy was pretty good. All that aside, couple little bull crap compliments to the Giants. It is what it is. I'm a Met at heart. The Mets kicked their butt. They came back strong. They held strong. Their pitching was solid. Starters, I don't care what you say. Okay, McGill, what is it? Basset Hound, Peterson and Cookie. I mean, I've been telling you guys about Carrasco, and I told you that guy's nasty. If he gets that curveball and that stuff going, he's going to be nasty because after his off-speed stuff, he'll throw 93, 94. That's going to look like 98, 99, man. And if he's on, he's on. The Mets played everything. They played offense, they played defense. They played very well against the Giants. They had to. The guys won 107 games last year. They're not going to lay down. And you notice how they kept coming
as
back.
we did last year. Yep.
And they held us. They held us. So they're a good team. This is a quality win. Even if it's in the beginning of the year, man. 3 out of 4 from the Giants.
Oh, that's
says something.
Statement.
It lets the rest of the league know, Keith. Right. This is what I'm going to say. One more thing. Lets the rest of the league know that we're here and we're for real. Like I showed you guys today when I sent the Lindor thing, where he said, "We're the Mets. We're a good team.
That's it.
That's who we are."
Not a surprise.
So you know what? I was just going to add to that, Rodriguez. Agree 100% with everything you said. But even if you look at our loss, and I had mentioned this in our offline group chat, Bassett, he got rocked a little early, but then he settled down. And even though he gave up those 5 runs, he went 6 innings. That's big. That's
big.
a veteran move. You stay in there, you battle. You save your bullpen. It's early in the season. In the past, 4 innings, you're done, gone, because we had no faith in these starting pitchers, and we would just wear down our bullpen to a nub.
Yep.
That by the time we got to the All-Star break, our bullpen was done. Our bullpen would do good, and then we'd wear them out, and then they would suck. And our bullpen has held things down pretty good. Some flaws here and there, but I mean, come on. We're 10-4. Wow. I mean, who would have expected
They're
that?
in the bullpen for a reason. If you guys, let's be real here. They're in the bullpen for a reason because they can't start and handle going around lineups too many times. So the bullpen guys are 1 inning guys at a time. We keep them fresh, like Keith said. There's no stopping us, man.
Yeah.
And everybody's hitting, trying to be a hitter, not trying to be a home run guy, not trying to put the ball out. They're sacrificing themselves sometimes and trying and getting of course, Nito, that's all he can do is pop up and get crappy because he's not sucking up Lindor anymore.
He's not, exactly.
Lindor's playing well.
And you know what? We
God.
we can't say this enough. We've all said this, and it's just really true. It's only 14 games into the season, but the atmosphere, the leadership, and just the whole entire feeling of the team is so much better and so different that I can even look at a loss and find positives in it, because in the past I'd look at a loss, I'd block it out, I would never turn TV on again, and I'd make believe it didn't exist.
That's so true, Keith. That's such a good point. You can look at a loss now and try to understand why we lost and how we lost, because you know what, as they say, doo-doo rolls downhill, and good stuff starts at the top too, because we have a decent general manager, a fairly good one. We have a really good manager. I mean, as good as it gets in the major leagues. And
already taking the day off and losing a game,
Well, dude, he's sick, man. Who got him? Nito got him sick.
Yeah.
Because he wants more playing time.
Yeah, and Sandy being in the shadows is where he should be. That's where he's able to take some burden off his shoulders, and let Appler take care of that front end stuff, which is super busy, and he's able to sit behind the scenes and support him and take care of the higher end decisions. It's top to bottom. I'm super happy as a Met fan. It's super early, I get that, but I don't see this team built to collapse like past teams have.
Right.
We'll see. It's long season.
Yeah, but if all of this is a trend,
happy.
If all of this is a trend, we're trending good. It's a good trend.
Pretty well. So coming into the series, the Giants had not allowed more than 3 runs in a game through the first 9 games, and the Mets did it 3 out of 4. So that's the statement made on the offensive side, whether it be Escobar or Cano, everybody's coming through. McNeil, Lindor,
Dom Smith.
Dom Smith coming, right? So it's really been
nice call.
Really been everybody. And the other part is that the masses, the crazy people out there, remember our first episode last week when people were saying, "Oh, Christ, our bullpen again. Oh, Christ, our bullpen." And we said, you're overreacting. It was 2 games. And since then, they've reeled off 18 or don't quote me on that. It's like 18 and a third or something like that. Straight innings of scoreless ball. People have stepped up in Edwin's absence, and what's his name? The guy that we were a little fearful of the other day coming in. May came in, 9 pitches, done.
Hey, okay. Why did he pitch well? How did he pitch when he came in? He didn't just come in with his stupid 94, 95 mile an hour fastball.
No.
That's meat. He threw all speed stuff. He threw a slider. He threw a couple of curves. Dude, that's all he needs to do.
That's his meat and potatoes.
Because when he mixed,
what's wrong with you?
on the big bombs that he's given up, it's not even hanging. It's fastballs that he's missing his mark on. That's at 94, right?
Straight meat fastballs because he's got a 3-0 count.
Right.
Throw a strike.
So now you're 5-2 on the homestand. You had nice crowds, even though the weather was kind of crappy the last few days, like raw, like 48, windy, and that kind of stuff. And then on top of that, to sweep a double header on top of it, when you had we got to talk about this real quick. The Scherzer performance was just electrifying, and what had happened with Kershaw, the first week of the season, or his first start of the season, when he got pulled with the perfect game. And so the discussions were being had the next day. Obviously, we don't have to have that type of discussion, but like Rodriguez, I've said it several times, I think, and maybe even after during his first start, I cannot believe that we were able to land a guy the caliber of Scherzer. That's just not how we're programmed. We haven't done that since Pedro.
We haven't done that because we haven't had the right management there. Yeah. Okay, Cohen wanted him. Cohen got him. They related to each other. The guy came down here to live in Jupiter. Who's in Jupiter? All the big kahunas are in Jupiter. So they all get together. They all talk to each other. Scherzer was like, hey, you know what? I like these Mets. They're Port St. Lucie. It's a short little drive for me. Everything's working out. Thank goodness we got that guy. It was a clinic, okay? Every pitcher on the Mets staff, and even the Giants staff, should have been looking at this guy and watching this game. He was masterful. He was hitting corners with curveballs, sliders, fastballs, placing them properly so that he wouldn't get smacked around. Look at that face. I'd smack that face. Oh, no, not that one. Look at him. He's such a nice guy. Anyway, so Scherzer was fantastic. Oh, that dude should have got smacked. He was such a goof. Yeah, like that. All day. He's like, look, Tyson hit me. No wonder, dude. You're pulling on the back of his chair, talking to him, saying, hey, Tyson, can I take a picture with you? I'm from
Unbelievable.
Boston. He's probably from Boston, right?
Since we just completely switched subjects real quick.
Probably,
that dude's an idiot.
What
Mike
happened?
Tyson politely asked you to leave him alone.
Dude, you're stupid.
You just
politely
leave him alone. He did. He asked him to stop.
Bro, but you know what the best is? That he's partying in Miami with Ric Flair.
Listen, Mike Tyson's changed a lot, but one thing that hasn't changed about Mike Tyson is 3 strikes, you're out.
You can't take the Brooklyn out of him. That's a Brooklyn beatdown that guy got. Shut your face. He's lucky that he can talk.
I've seen his
seriously, it doesn't look bad.
Testimonies and his spoken word thing and documentaries on him. The dude had a really rough life, and he made something out of himself and reinvented himself. But the thing is, you can't take the Brooklyn out of the boy sometimes. Listen, I saw the video. The guy was up in his ear and barking. He deserved to get punched in the face. If I could punch everybody in the face like that, like I meet in public, I'd be great. But I'm not Mike Tyson. Half the time I'd probably get my ass kicked, maybe more. But Mike Tyson's Mike Tyson. He's probably going to win every single time he punches somebody.
He's going to win every single time.
Yeah.
The guy's a moron. Okay.
Right.
Maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll help him. Maybe that'll steer him in the right direction. He'll be like, wait a minute. Last time I got my butt whooped.
It's
maybe
funny
this time I'll shut up.
It's funny you brought that up today, Rodriguez, because honestly, through this whole thing, I lost zero respect for Mike Tyson through that.
Same.
I don't have a problem with anything he did. I just hope he don't get in
I
trouble for it because the guy was a drunk
yeah.
idiot and kind of deserved a couple punches in the head.
He probably will. Something will come out of it
I
or
hope
whatever.
not.
But
I hope not. But
at the end of the day, the guy deserved it. Just like the
he
Giants
did.
deserved that loss with Scherzer, because
Oh,
he had them pinned down for
look at
almost
you.
7 innings.
Look at you
He was
wrapping
a
it back
beast,
around, baby.
man.
Look at that, Rodriguez. That was
Farace,
professional.
Farace.
Professional.
It's only been 4 years of this nonsense. You know
So
what I mean?
so
I gotta learn something.
yeah, we right. Actually, let's just take a moment and say we've been doing this for 4 years. All right, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. 4 years. We got Scherzer for 3
What?
years, right? Don't we have him for 3 years only,
We have
Scherzer?
him for 3. Yeah.
3 years, and I'll be
Those
honest,
3
he's
years
going to
of
be in his 40s,
championship.
I think, at that point, and I still think he's going to be maybe not as effective as this year, but I still think he's going to be effective enough
37?
to impact the
Dude,
team.
he was nasty.
Oh, hell
It was
yeah.
beautiful. It was beautiful to watch. And the last pitch he threw, when Ron said he's going to throw a fastball as hard as he can, blah, blah, what do you think that lefty guy was geared up for? He was geared up for that fastball. As soon as
Yep.
Scherzer was like this, the guy geared up. Like he knew something hard was coming. And then he double hitched him with a changeup.
Yeah.
It was
Disgusting.
beautiful. And he walked off like, yeah.
Sorry.
And you know what? He
bad.
looked tired in the sixth. So those
Yeah.
Giants batters came up like, okay, we got this guy worn down. Oh, hell no. He just needs a couple minutes on the bench. He came out and he said, all right, maybe I can't hit that 94 anymore, but now I can throw all my other pitches that you can hit.
He's a
And
pitcher. He was throwing them all game. That's why he had a no-hitter going, bro. You had a
So,
perfect game for him because he was throwing them all.
here's my take on the Scherzer start. I'm grateful, and I know it was Scherzer's request, but I don't know if there was more behind that he was in the second game, because 2 9-inning games in a row is tiring. It's a lot of work. You came out in the first game. We did really well, pitched really well, hit really well, executed really well. Great game, right? And then you come out in the second game. Typically in baseball, more often than not, you lose that second game. But
Tough to sweep.
his energy, not just on the mound, but in the dugout, his energy, like his intense.
He let out a Ric Flair woo.
Yeah, right.
Woo.
He was so intense, and you saw him in between innings pacing with his big bald spot and his hair standing up all over the place, pacing like he's gonna murder somebody, just pacing in the dugout.
You say
You
bald
don't
spot like it's a
that
bad thing.
impacts the team. When a team looks at him like that and how serious he is into that, they go out into that field, they approach the plate. I better not let this guy down. You don't think that happens? Of course it does, because if I'm a ball player and I've never played professional sports, but theoretically, if I'm a ball player and one of my teammates is working that hard and that intense, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try my best to give that kind of intensity, because I don't want to face this guy afterwards, because that holds you accountable for not holding up your end of the bargain. And that's kind of, I think, the energy he brings to the team every single outing. And I love this guy. And then when he's not pitching, he sits there and he's talking with all the other pitchers, just talking about the inning, talking about what they went through, talking about the batters. His knowledge is immense. His intensity is amazing. And I really love Scherzer. I can't wait to see him pitch the day after DeGrom when DeGrom is healthy. It's just going to be such a sight to see, because
Game 2
DeGrom
of the
is,
playoffs.
yeah. I mean, DeGrom to me is a
Listen,
little step above in terms of talent and pitching, but that intensity Scherzer brings levels him out with DeGrom. And I'll say that now because Scherzer's a Met. Before that,
Oh, of course, yeah.
but yeah,
You would not dare.
no way.
A few comments from Terzio in the
that
chat.
was
Sorry,
that was a
Rodriguez.
seven inning perfect game, bro.
Yeah, it was really good.
He's at the ground level.
And to me, it's okay to drag this segment out and praise him, because it was so important to the
Praise
team
Mad
to
Max.
pitch 7 innings in a 2 back-to-back 9-inning doubleheader. Because remember, they did the 7 innings before that, so
Yeah.
the teams had to readjust and then play a 4-game series and now travel to the West Coast.
But
It was
Keith,
huge.
it was his first home start. It was the first start he was making
Oh,
at
he
Citi
was so
Field as a
intense.
Met.
I was waiting for
So
one of
think
you to
about it.
finally bring that up. That was his first City Field start.
He's
And
listening.
Yeah,
He
good
was
point, Joe and
pacing.
Steve.
He was pacing in the dugout, experiencing the New York crowd for the first
Oh,
time in a Mets jersey.
Yep.
And I was watching that game thinking what it was like in his head soaking that up with his, psychotic psychosis that he's already bringing to the table. And I'm like, this is going to be a fun experience to watch the sickness that comes out of this guy,
Come
when
on,
he
get
gets
up,
ramped up
down
in
with the
our,
sickness.
in our environment,
Yeah, and Frank and Georgia said that in the chat too. That his leadership
The
is.
intensity. He's intense, and that's what bleeds off of him. When he's on the mound, he's intense, and all the infielders are on their toes because guess what? This guy's ready to go. I have to be ready to go. The outfielders, see the infielders on their toes. They get on their toes. They're ready to go.
Don't mess
The
Do you
up.
want
whole
to be the
team.
guy that drops the
The
ball
whole
when
team is
Scherzer's on the mound?
at 10, level 10. Yeah,
Don't let
exactly.
Scherzer
You don't
stare
want
you down.
you don't want to drop a fly ball when Scherzer's on the mound. That's just not going to happen. Don't do that. But
Maybe that's why he
that's the
wanted the
type of
night game,
guy.
because the sun was playing tricks on everybody in the outfield during the day games last week. So maybe he was like, I don't want to take any chances.
And
His
Marte
arm.
dropping 2 balls or not
Yeah,
catching
which
2
is not
balls was
like
surprising because
yeah.
the guy is a great glove. So the sun was intense, and you saw that in almost every fly ball with the Giants. So
Yeah.
maybe you're right, but
It was an
either way,
adventure.
it worked out immensely for us that we played the second game because, whoa!
Yeah.
And if you want
I
to talk about
really
clinic,
appreciate him now. Wow.
you mentioned the word clinic. Let's talk about clinic. And I know this is not one of our topics, and maybe we're jumping off, but let's talk about putting on a effing clinic. Holy cookie Carrasco. That
Just a
dude
bow
put on
hand.
a clinic last night. He gave up 2 runs, hit a home run with 2 outs in the 7th. Whatever, dude. That dude had, to me, 22 pitches in his repertoire. He was just he was dealing. Whoa. And
Which is what
let's
helped him
change
get through
subjects
the
again
third
real
time.
quick. How
He
about
threw
that
just like
Bassett
Scherzer.
curveball?
He threw
Let's
just like
just
Scherzer.
let's just talk about the whole Mets starting rotation right now. How about that Bassett curveball?
Little morning
I'll
wood.
stop there. I don't want to derail this whole show, but I'm just saying, our pitching and even Tyler McGill, he got shelled just a little bit. He hung in there. He still put innings up. And wow,
Mrs.
for a
McGill,
rookie.
Mama McGill inspires him.
Oh, she's yeah. Anyway,
She's inspirational, isn't she?
she really is.
Yeah.
What was I saying again? For
You're talking about
for
the coffee
Focus.
morning
he's
wood?
not a rookie, but
Focus.
for a young,
No.
almost rookie pitcher, that's amazing. And it's also because of Bassett, DeGrom in the dugouts on opening day, Scherzer coaching him. I mean,
Thank
it's
God David Wright
Producer
wasn't in the
Joe picking him
clubhouse.
up in fantasy. 39 points.
yeah.
Very well done, Producer Joe.
Carrasco pitching.
Very
He
well
did, Raul.
done.
He did, Raul. But anyway, I'm sorry. I don't mean to sidetrack. I'm just so excited about our starting rotation. I know it's still early. Let's see how things go. But I really, truly think with the foundation of veterans that we have, it's going to be different this year.
I hope it's 5 straight 39s for you.
They
really do.
are veterans, and that's what they're supposed to do. This is the Cookie Carrasco that we traded for. Scherzer, we know what we got. The other guys are rookies.
And we got
So,
Cookie coming off a rough, injury, and then a year after his cancer, then he
So-
got injured, and so now it seems like he's kind of settling back. And we have a team option on him next year, so if he continues this, we can tell him, "Hey, you're with us." And
He can't.
he's got no
He can't
choice.
pitch afraid. I'll tell you right now. If he starts pitching afraid, the last start I saw him back up on his pitching instead of pitching aggressive and trying to get strikes. He was backing up and trying to get a guy to fish and swing and stuff like that. Instead of coming at the guy to make him fish, make him try to swing, he was like, "Oh, let me throw it over here. Hopefully he'll swing." You could tell in the pitcher's demeanor how he's throwing the ball and where he's laying back. You could kind of feel it,
That's a
And
good point.
if he's not aggressive, he's not gonna win. Scherzer doesn't have the Grom stuff. But Scherzer has everything that moves, and he comes at you. He's coming at you with movement. He's coming at, and then he'll pop you in hard. That's how you have to pitch these guys. You can't just come out with just straight fastballs.
I'm gonna say Bassett's curve looks like a Lord Charles to me because that thing, it hits
It's
that.
nasty.
It's nasty. I love it.
75 mile an hour. Bing.
It's been many years since I look. Well, 2015 because we had all those Harvey and Thor and everybody looking so good. But before that, it's been a very long time since I've said, let me make sure I watch this game because such and such is pitching, aside from DeGrom, obviously. And I feel like that is almost every person in the rotation for us right now. Like I want to see what Cookie does. I want to see what Bassett does. I want to see what McGill does. I want to see what
everybody everybody after, like, let's say everybody's healthy. Everybody after DeGrom is on the Mets on a number 2 where they would be a number 1. Carrasco could be a number 1 on many teams out there. And then you got guys like Peterson, who, yeah, right. Well, I mean, Scherzer is, he is an absolute ace on any other team, including the other team in the city. But Peterson and McGill, these guys could be number 4 type guys. McGill could be a number 3, potentially even a number 2 down the road. But what I'm saying is that these guys are number 7 on this pitching staff.
But it's good for them though. They can learn and they can do that.
Oh
too.
yeah,
they
no,
can learn.
I'm not disagreeing
things.
with that.
They can watch. They can watch a Scherzer. They can watch a DeGrom. They should definitely watch a Bassett. This guy has 91 mile an hour. Has a 91 mile an hour fastball, 92, whatever. It's very slow, but it plays up because he throws it and it rises. Okay, and everything else is so soft and on point. 75 mile an hour curveball, like Keith said, it's a beautiful thing. But it's 75 miles an hour after 91. That 91 looks like 99.
And then he's got that 67 mile an hour deal that he's got also.
He's been pitching like a mini Maddox the last couple of years.
Pitching.
Location, and movement.
You pitch to win the game.
Maddox never threw hard. And Maddox was, and Bassett, I'm not saying he's Maddox, but he has that kind of aura about him. Like he has a lot of pitches in his repertoire. He knows where to throw them. There's a lot of movement on it. He's got that Lord Charles, and then all of a sudden he starts throwing all the junk at you, and you get a 91 fastball up in your grill in the strike zone. It feels like 98.
Terzio's going to yell at me until I did mention Escobar before. I talked about him. I brought his name up at least. But just really quick going through the lineup. I think it was yesterday. There was not a guy hitting 1 through 7. I think it was below 270 or something crazy like that. Whereas Rodriguez and Keith, we've been talking for years. Batting averages, we've looked at our lineup and we've seen 211, 240, 238, overall hitting 228 as a team. So this start, and like I said,
epic.
Terzio, there it is, McCann. There he goes with McCann.
Joe, I'm surprised Joe hasn't put that up yet.
Yeah, I know. It's supposed to be.
Well, isn't that why you said 1 through 7? Isn't it?
Well, batting 6 tonight is Cano, Joe. So let's continue.
Yeah, it changes. It's cyclical. But this is where it feels different. They're hitting with runners in scoring position, and they've gotten off to this good start, and they've got a great manager, and clearly James McCann is going to be the sole reason why we don't win the World Series this year, because Mets fans have got to pinpoint one negative. They got to find the negative, and they got to focus on that negative.
It centers them. It grounds them for some reason,
right?
Some weird reason. Like, I mean, the guy's doing his job. His job is to be a good catcher. Apparently, we're 10-4, so he's doing a good job. Nito, who can't hit,
he's awful.
He's awful. However, we're still 10-4. Okay, so these horrible catchers are still 10-4. And if you're gonna talk to me about bringing up a 20-year-old kid named Alvarez to catch these senior guys, you're insane.
So
okay, it's a terrible move. The kid needs seasoning. His catching is not up to par with his hitting, no matter what he hits. We don't need a catcher that's going to hit 280 and hit 20 home runs and drive in 90. We don't need that catcher right now. We need a catcher that can catch a game, call a good game, deal with these veteran pitchers. Alvarez is not the answer.
McCann is hitting 120. He's hitting 120.
It's 14 games.
Okay, hold on.
Season,
Georgia said McCann can go ASAP, but hold on. Let me just chime in here real quick, right? So I love McCann. I believe in McCann. I think he's going to snap out of it. I think he's going to be okay. He's a veteran catcher. His defense is amazing. I mean, and I'm talking from a perspective where I seen the Buffalo catch for us, where every pitch was an adventure, right? With McCann, every pitch is not an adventure, right? But where do you get to the point where the defense? We'll get into war statistics, but his defense and his offense, where does it get to the point where his offense is more of a liability that it outweighs his defense? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Like I said, I believe in him. I don't think he should go anywhere. I think that he is our starter for the year.
14
More
games.
so, I'm thinking, right? You got a catcher like Nito. Nito's defense is on point too. I'm very confident when Nito's behind there with his glove. I have no issue with Nito, but he is essentially, the third of a time catcher. Where does it get to the point where he starts considering, let's bring this kid up to be our third of a time catcher, to insert a bat into the lineup on those other third of a times that McCann's not catching, and then learn
When
from McCann and sit behind McCann
when
and
McCann
learn
and
from the
Nito break their
veteran.
legs.
Yeah,
I,
right.
That's when
I
you bring
I
up
would like
Yeah,
to
Alvarez.
see, me personally. I'm not. I don't have a problem right now. We're 10-4. I'm not saying let's change it up. There's a big issue. We have a problem. I'm not saying that at all, because I do think McCann will turn it around. I am saying though, will Nito's performance force the hand of the team, or to bring Alvarez up just a little bit earlier than the expanded lineups at the end of the year, or expanded
yeah.
rosters at the end of the year?
No,
But
no.
here's my thought:
I
is
think it might. We
if
don't know.
but
We'll see.
if the Mets are, not talking about injury wise, but if the Mets are languishing later in the season and they're hovering around 500, it is not because of McCann's
No,
bat.
not at all. Of
That,
course
but
not.
that's what we. I don't want to say we're the people who want to get rid of McCann now. Uh, you're really focusing on only team in the major leagues with 10 victories, and you're focusing on McCann's batting 120 or 125. Uh,
14
and it's
games
Can,
14 games in.
into
And
the
how many at bats does
season.
he
can I
have?
just can I just clarify?
30?
Because everybody, well, some folks might fly off the hook. I am no way advocating that McCann needs to go and not be on a team. McCann is our veteran catcher. McCann is a great defensive catcher, and McCann will eventually come around at the plate. I am more advocating, instead of Nito behind him, letting Alvarez learn from McCann and have some tutorage behind him, because he's 20 years old, and grow with a catcher like McCann with all that major league experience and defensive knowledge and ability to handle the pitchers. That's all I am saying. I'm not saying it should
Yeah, but
happen now. I'm
I
just
think
saying
a
at some
September
point in
call
the
up is
season it should
okay,
happen.
I
and
understand what
more
you're
so next
saying.
year.
I think he's only 20 and he's too young to be even called up for that. He doesn't need the tutorship right now for that. What he
Hmm.
needs to play a full season in Double A, a full season in Triple A, move up a level. Okay, and then he'll be 21 years old. Bring him up at 21, 22. Let him, because that's what's going to happen. Because
Yeah.
McCann and Nito are going to eventually face themselves out within the next couple of years, and that's when the kid either comes up as the backup, the eventual heir to the throne, as they say. But there's no reason to bring him up and put him into a major league thing where he's not going to play every day. You want a 20-year-old catcher to play every day. You want him to experience the ups and the downs and understand game situations and go up these levels to play with better caliber players. Because it's not just coming up to the majors. It's a shot coming up from Double A to the majors. You guys, everybody thinks it's like, oh, let's do it. He can hit. He can hit. No, it's a totally different game.
It's
The
all
game
prospecting
speeds up
too.
2 levels. It speeds up 2 levels. You want
Right.
to make sure he's ready for that. So it's a detriment to him, and it's a detriment to the team to bring this guy up.
Yep.
That's just my thought.
No, no, and I totally agree. Like I said, I am not a get rid of McCann advocate. And if it happens next year, that's fine. My question more was, will Nito's performance force the hand of the team to bring Alvarez up earlier and kind of to Nito? I think that by next year we should definitely see Alvarez riding behind McCann. I think it would benefit him and the future of this team tremendously to be behind such a smart and talented catcher as McCann. The guy knows the game. The guy has a glove, and the guy knows how to handle pitchers. And for Alvarez to ride the bench with him for a year, whatever that game split turns out to be, I think would be a tremendous lift to our team and his future and our team's future with our new catcher.
Yeah, and again, we're saying here is that defense. We're looking for a defensive-minded catcher, which
Right.
this lineup allows to have.
Because remember Buffalo.
Defense is different, right? Exactly. And then Rodriguez, you bring up a great point. Jake and Scherzer. Imagine Scherzer getting frustrated at the rookie. Imagine that just happening on the mound and just like, getting things out of control. The brawl. I did want to bring that up.
I saw that
for
video
a moment,
too, yeah.
but there it is, and you can go watch the video. Yes, Mr. Bohan, you don't want a bad glove behind the plate like Mr. Gary Sanchez from the Crosstown guys. Speaking of Crosstown guys,
To me,
Robinson Cano. So he is starting tonight. He started a handful of games here. One was because of COVID. But how long do you take up a roster spot with Cano? I know there's a whole shit load of things involved in this one because there's a lot of money involved, but then you got Steve Cohen. I don't know if he's okay to just cut him loose. Does Cano have the
Until
pride after the thing? So my question is, do you wait another couple of weeks? He's batting, I think, 185. He's not good in the field. He's good on the balls that he can get to, but his range is much more limited these days, obviously. Cano is what batting 160 or something like that. How long do you want to see this go out? Is there somebody else that that you would want to see in his spot, or is it okay for now through May 1st when the roster shrinks down by 2 back down to 26? What do you guys think? Former Skank.
May 1st and next week, bro. I mean,
is it?
Yeah. So there's a lot of factors in that, right? Is his lack of performance because it's April and there's only 14 games and he's just in a slump, ebbs and flows? Or is it because he's not on steroids and he's 39? Who knows? I don't think that you get rid of a player to the caliber of Cano, and I'm saying this with lack of prejudice because everybody who watches the show knows I hated getting Cano from the beginning. Never liked Cano. Still don't. Probably never will. But he's proven that he knows how to hit. I don't think after 14 games you pass judgment on him and get rid of him like that. And especially because we really don't know what the other options are. What are the other options? There, you got a veteran who is a good clubhouse presence, who has a proven track history. Yes, he's aged. Yes, he's had some steroid issues that you can say maybe
he's not a leader though. You can't call him a leader when he
in the clubhouse. A lot of the players, yeah, I get you. I get what you're saying. But in the clubhouse, he inspires a lot of folks. There's a lot of players out there who like him, get along with him, and he does have a lot of experience. So you can say all the things he's done wrong and how that doesn't make him a leader, but he also has done a lot of things right in his career, and he also has a lot of experience, whether he was doing something wrong or not at the time. So he does provide a lot of what's that?
I said not by me, Tom.
Oh my God.
Tom Bohan said Cano is liked.
Okay. So just to wrap it up, I think I hate Cano. I wish he wasn't on the team, but he is on the team, and I don't know a better option. And he has a proven history of actually being able to perform, and I don't think we should judge getting rid of him off of 14
proven history
games,
of jogging to first base.
Yeah, jogging to first base, lagging throws, and doing
what a leader. Good, the Mexican with Mickey Callaway as the manager.
Yeah, hacking wood.
Here's the first answer: $20 million a year, $24 million a year, right? That's it. That's why he's on the team.
Steve cares though.
Yeah, he does care, do you? What are you crazy? 24 million dollars. You don't care about 24 million? Yeah, you're gonna keep him on the team until he's either his arm falls off or his legs break or he does roids again. Or he comes out of the slump. So he's on the team up until he decides, up until Buck says enough is enough. And I'll go with this. I'll go with this theory. I will trust Buck to get rid of him or ease him out slowly, however it works out towards the end of the season or for next year. I will trust our manager to deal with that situation because at the end of the day, like Tom said and you said, Keith, you said he is. They like this guy. He's a good guy in the clubhouse. He doesn't cause any trouble. They for whatever reason, Farace, they respect him. They understand that people make mistakes and they
Twice.
screw up. And if they make mistakes twice or 3 or 4 times, it's gonna happen. People make multiple mistakes. That's how you do it the right way, by making mistakes.
No, but one more time, and they're not going to respect him.
Well,
they
then-
can respect him,
then
but they just won't play with him.
Then guess what? It works out better for us. So the situation
That's what I'm saying.
is,
Plant in the locker.
don't
No,
plant
Farace, can you
anything,
give
you
my
criminal.
solution to this? Do you remember?
Put him on the steroids. Let him be productive for I forgot how long you said.
I said
and
let him
then-
break for a month and then
Or
get
for a
caught
month,
and
okay.
he's suspended for the rest of his career. Save all the money. We got 30 days of like
Yeah,
awesome
Keith's plan is
hitting.
better. Keith's plan is better. So it's a
Yeah,
better plan.
it's more devious. That's all. That's what's better about it.
All right,
it works,
and then-
it works out for
It's a
us.
joke, right? But
You
yeah,
know,
it
come
would
on.
be ideal if he took steroids, hit like hell for a month, and then got kicked off the team. We would have like 3 positives in that.
Well,
I
it
gotta
will work
respect
out very well for the Mets, and it was screw Cano, which is get it?
Don't you know?
Don't you? But the
No,
guy
but
is
right.
not going to give up 40 plus million. He's
He
just not.
shouldn't. He should. It's 14 games into the season. I mean, he's obviously was hitting decent during
Enjoy,
spring training
boy.
for Buck to leave him on the team. Otherwise, he wouldn't be on the team, dude.
You can't judge 14 games. He does look bad,
Yeah,
but you can't judge
You
14
know,
games.
he'll come
Give him
out
at
and
least-
he'll,
give him at
and
least
he'll
15
hit,
games.
he'll
Give him at
hit
least 15
400
games. We'll see
for
what
2
happens
weeks.
tonight.
We can judge 14 games for McCann, but we can't judge 14 games for Cano.
I didn't judge McCann. I said McCann is.
No, I'm
Nah,
not
hey,
talking
you're
to
not-
you.
you're not
I'm not even
talking to
talking to you.
me.
I'm not talking to anybody on this
Okay.
show, Joe. But
Joe.
Don't you know?
sorry, no, I'm kidding. He wants Cano out of there also. So
Of
I'll give
course.
Joe credit there.
I'll
But
give him credit.
again, you're keeping with the Yankee trend, and then Timmy's here now.
Aw.
So, but no,
Don't say
I
anything
want
bad
to.
about Timmy.
No, the hot. No, I would never. The hot mic, which I don't really mind. Gary Cohen his mic was on. He was eating, and then he said this.
Why are we showing Yankee highlights?
Why are we showing Yankee highlights? Okay, so
Don't
two
talk
things
with your
about
mouth
this.
full, Gary.
No. So two things on this. You can hear a little bit later on. I couldn't get the full clip there, but somebody saying New York is on. It sounded like Ron, which I think Keith was coming into the booth because there's always like a lot of moving parts of that booth.
The best booth in the business. The best.
So two things. It's a cutaway to out of town scores. So that's why they were showing this. But I do think that SNY, they show a lot of things for the opposing team, in a good light sometimes. And I'm like, why are we? They like show from previous years that X pitcher has dominated them. Why are we showing this on SNY? Like, I get that they're trying to be fair and balanced. But it's still the Mets, a Mets broadcast. They're not fair and balanced when Gary Cohen's jumping up and down, right?
No. It's SN. It's a Mets. It's SNY. It's us. It's ours. There's no fair and balanced stuff. Don't put the Yankee stuff on until after the game. That's what. Do what you want to do. We watching a Mets game. Put the Yankee stuff on after. That's fine.
I didn't see what Michael K said though.
That.
Oh, I saw that there was a video out there of Michael K talking about that, but I didn't watch it because I cannot stand his voice or his face.
I don't care what he said.
Or that stupid Sunday Night Baseball with him and Deroyd.
Look at Bohan.
Yeah, who's pitching that game? That's a good series. That
Oh,
Dodgers and Padres, 19 games a year. That's fun.
yeah. That little
I
guy
was
with the
looking at
glasses is pitching for the Dodgers. I forgot his
I was
name.
looking at our June and July schedules. A lot of
Urias,
Yeah.
effed up
No,
4-game
you're
series.
Arias. You're
Urias,
No, you are.
Urias.
No, you are.
Sorry, Keith. What were you saying? We have a couple
I,
minutes
I
left.
yeah, I was looking at the June and July schedule for the Mets, and man, is some crazy 4-game schedules.
Yeah, we're
Oh yeah,
going.
Series, yeah, it's
We're going to
just
we're going to see them against the Marlins.
let's
Remember
do it.
that, people. The Put in the Book show will be there.
Let's do a road trip to Craplana.
we should do that.
Oh, I hate them so much. Yeah, Creplana. Let's do a road
right.
trip.
I almost got
All right,
arrested when I went up to watch a game there once, but that's a
Don't do
story
that.
for another
Save
show.
that story for next week. Aha,
Maybe.
yes, that's a tease, baby. All right.
Joe?
This is the portion of the show where we are the pregame show. We're not taking you up to 9:40. I don't want you to get all excited about that kind of stuff, but we'll take you up to 8:00. So the so the lineup for this evening against so this pitcher, I sat him in my fantasy league last Saturday because I did not want what the Mets had been doing to other pitchers to happen to him on my team. And then he went for like perfect innings. But so Brandon Nimmo leading off in center field, Marte in right, Francisco Lindor at short, Pete Alonso at first, Eduardo Escobar. I mentioned him again, Terzio. Eduardo Escobar at third base, batting fifth. Robinson Cano at DH, batting sixth. Mark Canha in left, batting seventh. McNeil at batting eighth at second base. And then James McCann catching, batting ninth, obviously with the DH.
I like that. Okay.
So my lone question in this lineup here is do you think that Buck's thinking here is that McNeil has been so hot at the plate and he's seeing the ball so well that it's okay to have a guy behind him struggling like a James McCann? With Cano, they have him ahead of Canha, who's been scalding hot. So what do you think the impacts of that's going to be, Rodriguez, on protection of the lineup wise?
I think that they're all seasoned veteran hitters, or as they say, professional hitters. They all know what to do in a given situation, how to hit. Yeah, and exactly, Joe. Sorry, got that caught in my throat here. I think listen. After Alonso, coming up, Escobar, switch hitter. Then after that to lefty. Then after that it's a righty. Okay, that's Cano, right? Then after Cano, it's another lefty. Then after McNeil comes who? McCann, a righty. McCann, a righty, and then you got another lefty, and then you got another righty. So he's mixing the lineup up and giving them all different looks. All these guys can hit and know what they're supposed to do in any given situation. I'm not worried about McCann sucking. I'm not worried about Cano, don't you know, sucking, because Cano hit a home run before anybody else did. The first home run of the season was Cano. Cano knows what to do in a given situation, whether he can do it or not. That's up to him. That's up to the situation. If he fails enough, Buck is not going to put him there, guys. He's about winning.
Oh no, I know. This is not Rojas where he's going to bat third every day.
No, it doesn't matter. This is not a guy that you grew up with. This is not a guy who is at your level. Buck is the manager. He told Lindor, "You're DHing today." What did Lindor say in his interview? Buck told me I'm DHing. Okay, the boss said I'm DHing, and that's all there is to it. And everybody on that team understands that. And once that's understood, there's a nice clear line to the hierarchy. It's a nice little triangle going straight up to Buck. Buck goes to the general manager. That's how it should work. End the story. I believe in this guy. And if he lets us down, I'll be the first one to rip him. But right now, I think he has the experience to get us to the World Series, or at least very deep in the playoffs. And I'm going to trust his judgment in putting Cano in there, because Cano does have to play. It's 14 games into the season, guys. Give it a chance.
So they're talking about the starting pitcher for Saturday. I heard rumors that it's Trevor Williams, could be Yaiwan. Don't screw us, Frank. Don't call him Taiwan on the show. It's Yaiwan Walker. And as we come up at 8:00, we're gonna head on out of here. But this road trip, just real quick, I want to get some predictions. So we got the Diamondbacks for 3, and then the Cardinals and Albert Pujols back in St. Louis for 3. So Keith,
did you see him running?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure how far out we're going with this. I'm gonna go right into the Phillies also, because I think we see the Phillies right after St. Louis. Is it?
Let's just do the road trip for now. The
Phillies are road trip too. We're going at Phillies, but anyway. So we're gonna win 2 out of 3 in Arizona, and probably 1 out of 3 in St. Louis, and I think we stay on the road to Philadelphia.
Okay.
So
okay.
Yeah.
So you got a 2 out of 3 and 1 out of 3. So we got.
So I got a 3 out of 3 for those 6 games. Yep.
3 out of 6. 3 out of 3. You just want to say 3 out of 3.
3 and 3.
3 and 3. Rodriguez?
Yeah, I think we'll go 4-2. I think we can take both series. Cardinals is the one I'm worried about the most, but I'm fairly certain that we can do 2 out of 3 from the Diamondbacks. I think we can beat them. We might even be able to sweep them, and we'll get a win with the Cardinals. So that'll back me up on that. But I'm really hoping for 2 out of 3.
How about producer Joe says 4-2. I'm going pie in the sky, baby. I'm going 5-1.
Wow.
I'm going 5-1. I'm going sweep in Arizona. I'm going 2 out of 3 in St. Louis. That's what's happening. All right, let's wrap this bad boy up. Blue and orange ribbon on this bad boy. Keith, any wowing words? I said wow because producer Joe put wow in the chat.
I would just like to Fwakata the whole entire road trip. Every team that plays against us that is a home team, and we're not the home team. Fwaka mother effing ta. Fwakata, bitches. I want us to win. 5-1 is my hope. I'm with you, Farace.
Boom.
No.
And
bust it.
Whoa,
we're gonna bust that.
What's your name? Rodriguez. Closing remarks here.
Wow. Listen, I hope for 6-0. But however, I'm gonna go 4-2 because I think they can do it. Let's go Mets, baby. Peace. Be good. Stay safe.
Terzio says 6-0 on the road. That would be ideal.
That would make the Met fans too nutty. And
no. They would say, crazy. "Oh my God, the team is 6. What would we be? 16-4. 16-4. And if McCann wasn't playing 170.
6 plus
that
10
son
is
of a
16.
bitch. He's tanking
0
our
plus
season.
4 is 4.
0 plus 4 is 4. Carry 7. Oh, and no, it is just a 6-game road trip. Don't ever question my authority.
Yeah, just look. We have at 2 games for Philadelphia. Wow. Anyway, it's weird.
Is it?
See how he is, Keith?
No.
I mean,
verse. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's a verse. It's a verse.
No, it's a 3-game set. It's the 29th, 30th, and the 1st.
Well,
it's
all I gotta say about
shit.
that is I gotta mute myself.
Followed by 4 against Craplana. But
no, hold
until
on.
then,
hold on. Stay quiet for 1 sec.
Sorry.
Shut up.
Nice. I like
Thanks,
this.
Rodriguez.
Sorry, I wasn't looking at you when you were trying to.
Shut up!
All right, so 5-1. This is what's going to happen. 5-1. That's it, and we are going to be 15-5, heading back to Citi Field, heading to face that crappy team from Philadelphia and Brian Hom sucks. And on that note, Mr. Producer Joe, ride us out in the sunset. Thank you so much.
Put up the bullets!